All right, so I have some Yankee-specific intel for you, and this happened right before the lockout, and we know that they were working on a significant trade before the lockout. We just don't know the details of it, but I have some free agent significant intel, and it's been reported by John Heyman and a couple other folks now on Twitter as well. But before I do that, today might be the day that the lockout ends, or tomorrow, but it looks like they're inching close towards this finish line. So please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss when I put out the video when it happens. Okay, and please hit that bell icon so you know exactly when it pops as well. So, and obviously I'm going to fill you in on everything for agency and trades, particularly with the Yankees. So, but with that, the Yankees requested, and they also received the medicals on Yusei Kikuchi, who's a left-handed pitcher from the Seattle Mariners, Carlos Rodon, the top free agent, or the remaining top free agent starting pitcher, and Carlos Correa, stud shortstop. So now we can take what we want, take from it what we want, but the fact that they're in a position where they got under the threshold, which is 210, the new threshold is going to be at least 230, as far as we know right now, for starting level. Okay, they have upwards of $100 million coming off the books over the next 5 years, so they could spend big this offseason. They might hit that first, level, maybe the second level. They'll pay a penalty here, but then they have chunks of money, at least $30 million coming off the books next year with Chapman and Britton themselves, just those two guys. And who knows what kind of trades, if they move Voit and they move some other guys, it might put them down, the salary back down a little bit, lower this year as well. So, but the Yankees are in prime position, and it's obviously, it's obvious now that they're addressing or looking to address starting pitching. Two of them would be better. Kikuchi and Rodon will be much better than just one or the other, but we'll see what they do. And they're obviously seriously pursuing Carlos Correa, or at the very least, due diligence of the highest levels. Generally, when you're doing due diligence, you don't necessarily ask for medicals unless you're serious about making an offer. So we'll see what happens there, too. And if that trade happens to be one with Oakland where Matt Olson becomes part of this process, could you imagine bringing in Olson and Correa here? That lineup would be completely different. Absolutely different. It would be a modern-day murderer's row. Just a thought. I would hate to move guys like Oswald Peraza and stuff like that, because that's likely what it's going to cost to get Olson, or Olson and the pitcher. So, and in that case, if it's Olson and let's just say Frankie Montez, then they don't have to get Rodon and Kikuchi. They can get one or the other. So, and I'm not saying the Yankees are going to get all these people, but they could essentially, be relatively aggressive right out the gates, and I do expect them to be. How aggressive, I don't know. I think it's going to be a combination of aggressive and smart. But now we have a little bit more insight into what their thought process might be. Obviously, pitching, shortstop, who knows what they're going to do in the outfield. They might trade for an outfield or something like that. They did already bring in Ender Inciarte on a minor league deal. He's a 3-time Gold Glover, but this could be set up for a huge offseason for the Yankees, and I hope it is. While they continue to develop, Jason Dominguez and Anthony Volpe and some of these other kids, Ken Waldichuk, and some of the other stud infield prospects, Oswaldo Cabrera, Oswald Peraza if he's not moved. So there's a lot of good youth and talent in this pipeline, and being part of the Dylan Lawson kind of offensive philosophy downward. There's a lot of aggressive base running, something the Yankees haven't been great at. Hitting the small ball, hitting the ball to ball fields, a lot of contact hitting, singles and doubles, a lot of things they're bringing that the Yankees have not implemented over the last couple of years. So things are really, really looking up. Obviously, I'm going to fill you in if we hear whatever news we hear today pertaining to this deadline and the lockout. You're going to get it. So you know what to do. I don't want you to miss it, because I'm going to be super pumped to report this news. Talk to you next time.